You know that feeling when you're constantly hearing about new digital threats and it feels like keeping up is a losing battle?
Oh, absolutely. It's understandable. The pace of tech change, especially security stuff,
Hmm.
it can feel pretty relentless. Yeah.
Well, today we're sort of flipping the script. We're diving into a really interesting area where that same, cutting edge tech is actually working hard to protect us. AI fraud detection.
hmm
Think of it as this like incredibly smart system that's got our backs in the digital world.
Exactly. The material you share this week, it really highlights how artificial intelligence is moving beyond just theory. It's actively being used to shield people, organizations from
Hmm.
financial loss, all sorts of damaging stuff.
Right.
So our goal today, I guess, is to really get under the hood of this technology, see what makes it tick.
Okay, let's get into it then. What fundamentally is AI fraud detection, like at its core?
Okay, so at its heart, it's a system. It uses artificial intelligence and, crucially, machine learning
Right,
algorithms.
the learning part.
Yeah, essentially sets of rules or instructions that let the AI learn from data. And it analyzes massive amounts of information.
Massive.
Huge. Everything from transactions, how users behave online, even tiny digital breadcrumbs. The aim is to spot patterns, unusual activity, anything that could suggest fraud,
And fast.
and to do it almost instantly, real time.
So it's kind of like having this super sharp digital detective, just constantly watching for anything suspicious 24/7.
That's a great way to put it, yeah. Imagine a detective who can look at millions of interactions, like all at the same time,
Wow.
and instantly pick out anything that doesn't fit. It's a scale and speed that's just, well, it's not possible for humans.
Right. My brain kind of short circuits after maybe two dodgy looking emails. So, okay, what kind of things would this AI detective actually flag? Give us some specifics. What's it looking for?
Okay, well, think about your normal spending, right?
Mm-hmm.
If suddenly there's a big charge, something expensive,
Mm-hmm.
in a city you've never visited, a human looking would likely be suspicious. AI catches that too, but it also detects much subtler clues. Things like someone logging into your account from, say, London,
Okay.
and then moments later, another login attempt from Tokyo. That screams hacked account.
Definitely.
AI can spot that immediately.
Got it. So it's about spotting the anomalies, the weird bits within this huge flow of data. Now, the sources you shared mentioned five key things, or pillars, that make AI fraud detection work. Let's start with number one, data
Right,
analysis.
this is the foundation.
Okay.
AI models are trained on these enormous data sets,
Okay.
and they include both legitimate stuff and known fraudulent activities, so they learn to recognize the characteristics of each type.
Makes sense.
So when new data comes in, like a new online purchase or something, the AI examines it, compares it against everything it's learned, looking for anything that seems, out of the ordinary.
So finding the important signal in all the noise.
Exactly. Finding the needle in the haystack, essentially.
Okay, so it needs tons of examples to learn what's normal and what's a red flag. Then we have machine learning. How does the learning part really work here? Is it different?
Yeah, machine learning is really the engine that lets these systems continuously improve. It's not just about looking at old data, it's about actively learning from it.
I'm actively learning.
hmm Every time fraud is identified, whether by the AI or maybe a human analyst confirms it, that info gets fed back into the system.
Ah, like feedback.
Precisely. The AI then refines its models. It gets better at spotting similar patterns next time. It essentially gets smarter with every fraud it sees, turns each threat into a lesson.
So it literally gets smarter with every single case it encounters. Wow, that's incredibly powerful.
It really is.
Okay, the third key aspect is real-time detection. Why is speed so vital here? Why is it so crucial for stopping fraud?
Well, in the world of fraud, time is absolutely critical. The longer something dodgy goes unnoticed, the more damage can be done.
Yeah, totally.
Think about a scammer making like 10 unauthorized purchases before anyone catches on. Real-time detection means immediate action.
Like stopping it dead in its tracks.
Exactly. A transaction can be blocked, an account may be temporarily locked down. It prevents significant financial loss before it even properly happens.
Absolutely. Catching the problem before it snowballs. Okay, next up. Pattern recognition. Now, this sounds a bit like the data analysis part. What's the difference?
That's a good question. While data analysis might look at individual pieces of info, like one transaction,
Okay.
pattern recognition is more about identifying complex sequences of events, chains of actions that, together, might indicate fraud.
So not just one thing, but how things connect.
Precisely. These patterns can be really subtle. They might not raise any alarms if you were just looking at single transactions in isolation.
Can you give an example?
Sure, like maybe a series of small, seemingly normal transactions
Right.
from different accounts maybe, but they're all funneling money to the same brand new recipient account.
Okay, I see.
That could be a sign of money laundering, something a human might easily miss just reviewing individual payments. But an AI trained for that pattern, it could flag it.
Ah, okay. So it's about connecting those seemingly unrelated dots. Very clever. Finally, the fifth pillar, adaptive learning. How is that different from the machine learning we just talked about?
Adaptive learning takes it, let's say, a step further. It means the system doesn't just learn from past fraud examples it's already seen.
Right.
It constantly adjusts to new fraud tactics
Mhm.
and changes in normal user behavior too. Fraudsters, they're always evolving, always trying new tricks.
Like, don't stand still.
Not at all. So the AI needs to be able to spot these novel attacks, even if it's the first time it's encountering that specific method. It's about trying to stay one step ahead.
Okay, wow. Those five pillars really paint a picture of how sophisticated these systems are. Now, let's flip to the positive side, the actual benefits of AI fraud detection when it's working well.
Right, this is where you see the real-world impact. Faster detection, like you said, that's a huge plus. But it's not just speed. It's also about greater precision, accuracy.
Meaning fewer mistakes.
Exactly. AI can significantly cut down on the number of false alarms, those false positives.
Oh, yeah, we've all been there. Card declined for no good reason. Super frustrating.
Totally. So fewer false positives means legitimate transactions go through smoothly and the focus stays on genuine risks. Better accuracy.
So fewer false alarms, more accurate detection. That must lead to stronger overall security, right?
Exactly. By more accurately identifying and stopping fraud, organizations just become inherently more secure. It protects their finances, obviously, but also sensitive customer data, the reliability of their services.
So like banks protecting our savings.
Or hospitals safeguarding patient records. It makes the whole system more resilient.
And I bet all this efficiency, this accuracy, it must lead to some pretty significant cost savings too.
Oh, absolutely. The financial hit from fraud can be enormous. You've got the direct money lost, investigation costs, reputational damage.
Yeah, fallout.
Right. Early detection and prevention through AI dramatically reduces those losses. Plus, it makes the whole fraud detection process itself more efficient, lowering operational costs.
So it's kind of a win-win, better security and it saves money.
Pretty much, yeah.
And the last benefit mentioned in the sources is stronger trust. How does AI help build that up?
Well, think about it from the customer's point of view. When people feel confident that their transactions are safe, that their personal data is protected, their trust in the organizations they deal with naturally grows. Knowing there are these advanced systems working behind the scenes to prevent fraud, it really enhances that feeling of security. It builds loyalty.
That makes perfect sense. Trust is just so fundamental, isn't it? Especially online.
Absolutely crucial.
Okay, so we see the benefits. Now let's look at where this AI fraud detection is actually being used day to day. The sources gave a rundown across different sectors. Let's start with the obvious one. Financial institutions.
Yeah, this is probably the biggest area. Banks, credit card companies. They use it constantly. It's monitoring everything from, credit card swipes and online banking logins
Right.
to detecting really sophisticated cyber attacks aimed at the financial systems themselves. And also spotting those complex patterns that might suggest money laundering. It's really embedded there.
Okay. And what about e-commerce? So much shopping happens online now.
Oh, vital for e-commerce. AI is key for spotting fraudulent purchases, like when someone uses stolen credit card details or sets up fake accounts to cause trouble.
How does it spot that?
It can analyze things like shipping addresses, the IP address or internet connection being used, maybe weird buying habits, comparing it all to flag suspicious orders, ideally before the goods are shipped out.
Preventing the loss right there. What about telecommunications? We hear a lot about phone scams.
Exactly. Telecom companies use AI too. Detecting scam calls is a big one. Also, identifying if someone's trying to get unauthorized access to your phone account or maybe setting up fraudulent subscriptions, misusing the network.
So it protects the company and its customers.
Yeah, both sides. It's like a digital gatekeeper for our phone lines trying to filter out the bad stuff.
Gotcha. The source material also mentioned insurance. How's AI helping prevent fraud there?
Right. In insurance, AI can sift through claims data. It looks for potentially fraudulent claims, maybe inconsistencies in applications when people sign up. or even instances where someone tries to manipulate their policy details somehow.
Mm-hmm.
It helps keep insurance costs down for everyone, really, by stopping payouts on bogus claims.
Makes sense. And finally, healthcare. That's a sector where security and privacy are just paramount.
Absolutely critical.
Right.
In healthcare, AI fraud detection is really important for preventing false claims for medical services, billing for things that never happen,
Right.
and also, crucially, protecting sensitive patient data from being accessed or misused by the wrong people. It helps ensure the integrity of the whole healthcare system and safeguard our privacy.
It's actually amazing to see how broadly this technology is being applied for good, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah.
Across so many areas.
Now, looking ahead, the source material kind of ends on a hopeful note. It reflects on this idea of AI being a valuable tool, not just a threat. What's the optimistic takeaway here?
Yeah. The reflection is basically that AI doesn't have to be something we fear. If we focus on how we design it, how we implement it thoughtfully,
With intention.
exactly, with intention, it can be a really powerful ally. This positive outlook suggests that as we understand AI better and really focus on using it responsibly and ethically, we can genuinely harness its potential for good outcomes.
So it's about us consciously choosing the direction, not just letting the tech evolve on its own path.
Precisely. And specifically with AI fraud detection, it sort of reinforces that idea.
Mhm.
This technology isn't just about, complicated algorithms and massive data sets.
It's more than that.
It's about aligning technology with a very clear, beneficial purpose. Protecting people, protecting organizations, using tech for good.
So AI fraud detection is maybe more than just software. It's like a symbol of that potential. Technology actually serving and protecting us. That's a really powerful thought to hang on to.
It is, and it leads nicely into a final thought for you, our listener, sort of inspired by that sentiment in the source material.
Okay.
And think about this. If AI can work as this intelligent digital detective to protect our finances, our security, where else? Where else might these kinds of proactive, intelligent systems make a positive difference? Maybe in your own life or in the field you're interested in? Something to ponder.
Kia kaha. Stay strong, stay wise, and stay curious.